Alright, lords and ladies, we're back with some more Tron, and we're in the two-man queues. We're on the draw, I believe. We're going to keep. This hand is very solid. And we might be getting blitzed by a green deck. This kind of narrows it down to elves or stompy. So the fast blitz might be a little too much for this hand. I did say the hand was good. It's good in a vacuum, but under this set of circumstances might not be so great. But let's see what in fact we're dealing with. We're dealing with elves. So yeah, elves is probably going to get us in game one. Not sure how 2 and 3 will pan out. There's a number of variables. If we can find a fast twin bolt, or preferably 2, we might be able to give ourselves a better chance. There's really not much use in leaving up Condescend next turn. He's got Llanowar Elves, Ranger, 2 different types of Rangers. He can bounce his forest for even more value. So trying to Condescend him for 1 is really not going to make it happen. Here you see the Twin Bolt that we were looking for. So the only real option, because we're definitely going Prism to turn on Twin Bolt, is Island or Urza's Mine. I'm going to opt for Island. We could get in a spot in the next couple turns where we want to play a blue spell or leave up a blue spell, but also use a red spell. So Twin Bolt is going to happen next turn. It's the only chance we have of slowing down what he's doing and not getting completely destroyed. Now, Elvish Vanguard is just another variable that's going to turn this game pretty much on its head. I have to decide what I'm going to hit with the Twin Bolt, because the Vanguard is probably going to outgrow Twin Bolt. So Sylvan Ranger is definitely not what we're going to hit. Killing Birchlord Rangers, does no longer. Well, he didn't get an island, so he's either holding an island or is just making a mistake here. So it gives us the option of killing Birchlord Rangers and possibly turning off Distant Melody. So at that point, we have to decide: is it Quirion Ranger or Llanowar Elves that needs to go? Since he's got another land, the utility of Quirion Ranger is not as awesome. So maybe it's just Llanowar Elves. We force him to stay on one land. I think that's got to be what we do here. Llanowar Elves and Birchlord Rangers. Okay, well, that's about all we can do. This game one is not going well. What we would need to make a game one favorable for us would be a fast assembly of Tron, and that's not currently available to us. Next turn, we may be able to find that Flame Slash to potentially stop Vanguard, but I have a feeling he's about to outgrow it. Oh, maybe not. Okay, so there's a chance that he has like a protection spell up. Compulsive Research digs us a card deeper for the Flame Slash, but Seagate Oracle blocks a bunch of these other guys. So I think maybe Seagate Oracle is our option for the time being. We only find another Oracle, which I'm going to take. So that is not amazing. We could naturally draw a Tron, and by that I mean Urza's Tower next turn. But we did miss our window to Flame Slash, so maybe it was the case that we wanted to research instead. I think I have to chump block that Vanguard, and ultimately chump block it for as long as possible until I can figure something else out, maybe a Capsize or something. Oh, and there is the Flame Slash. So here we're clearly punished for having not cast the Compulsive Research. So that's something really to think about, because we're now up against it. I'm still going to play the Research because we have to block that Vanguard. We need to essentially find... Oh, there's Rolling Thunder and Map, and I can only take 1. Thunder's no good without the... Thunder is no good without the map anyway. think I have to Flame Slash a guy here. No, we have real no. No, hang on. Don't put it in hand. I actually think we need to draw tower for this to work. I think that's our out. So I'm going to keep this, and I'm going to play Prophetic Prism in order to get my second red source, and hopefully that's good enough. We need to draw Urza's Tower, I think, to live. We're going to 1, and we need Tower to wipe everything out. I don't even think we have enough for that. We have double Flame Slash and Rolling Thunder. I don't think either does enough. I could research, and I'm not sure I could find anything. I think we just lost. It's looking like there was a chance for us to stabilize this game by casting the Compulsive Research instead of the Seagate Oracle. Very hard to say what is definitively the best play there, especially under the gun of having to do all this stuff in real time. We'll have to look at that later on. So those are the initial cuts I'm considering here. I'd like to get more board control. Electrickery will be our strongest card. I guess we'll also need to be playing Capsize in order to... Hang on a sec. Excuse me, guys. I've been fighting a cold for a while. In case we need to bounce Spider Silk Armor or something like that. So I think, yeah, it's possible he could bring in Relic of Progenitus against us. I can't think of anything he could use to get graveyard interaction. So I think the Capsize is probably our strongest option. I think this is how we want to board. Till we see Relic, I'm not interested in bringing in that. And this does not stop Spider Silk Armor. Spider Silk Armor is not an aura, it's just an enchantment. Okay, I'm going to sip some water. Okay, waiting on the opponent to continue boarding. We're not packing Pyroblast, so this is the one matchup you could possibly argue where having Dispel in the board over Pyroblast might be a detriment because we're not able to stop Distant Melody. However, our plan is not really to wait around and try and stop Distant Melody. Our plan is to make the board so small and irrelevant that a Distant Melody wouldn't create a lot of value for our opponent to begin with. So that's basically what we're looking at here. And we'll see how it goes once the opponent gets back. So, okay, he's back. We'll play first. We've got the Electrickery. I believe we're certainly interested in keeping this. I think I'll actually lead on the island. Kind of obfuscates the potential of an Electrickery. And this is one of those things where when I talk about variables, Electrickery could win the game single-handedly depending on how his board develops. Or it could sit around and not have any use because he goes Nettle Sentinel, something else, and then goes Spider Silk Armor. For the sake of mana efficiency, I actually think I will pop the star at the moment. I was going to hold it. However, we do have Shimmering Grotto, which kind of helps us out. So yeah, I'll go for the Flame Slash. And I'll play the Mountain. I was trying to be a little cuter with how I played my lands out, but Shimmering Grotto is a red source just like Mountain is, so not so significant. Sure. So, interesting decision here. I think I'm actually going to let him play a bunch of creatures and then try and trickery them out. Even though Titania is potentially very dangerous. I think that's probably our best bet. I could go Seagate Oracle and just, at that point, let him flood the board, but I think I want to do it before he can resolve an armor. He might be trying to resolve an armor. I think we actually just have to let him play his whole turn out. because we can't respond to this whatsoever. So it's a mana ability. You can't respond to a mana ability. Looks like we're actually going to get a decent number of dudes here. Okay. So I'm in response to the Ranger, I'm going to Electricity so that no more mana comes out. So 4-for-1 stops the rest of his turn. I mean, he could have something here, but to respond, but I think that we did a decent job. We could have waited and let more creatures come down, but then he could possibly play Hunt Master. He could possibly do a bunch of stuff. Oh, he's got something. White mana. Okay. Okay. A little late for that one. So let's go ahead and play Seagate Oracle. And I guess we're taking a Mold Drifter. So again, that's a case of Electricity being very effective there. Land Grant. So he did have the Hunt Master. He's not yet going to be able to cast it. Unfortunately for us, we do not have... our Bolt is going to fall just a little bit short. But if we find something else... I'll pitch the island here. If we find another burn spell, then maybe we can talk. We can also bolt after blocking. So he's just going to slam down Hunt Master. The hope is that we find another burn spell here. We did not. So I think we play Mold Drifter and leave up Bolt. And hope that he does not hit too many tokens with it. I mean, I can't imagine he's going to hit more than one or two. Okay, so the plan here is to block and bolt, and then we also have Pulse of Murasa. Hang on. We also have Pulse of Murasa to get our creature back. I want to try and maybe convince him to block so that he gets no value whatsoever. He just loses the Hunt Master on our turn. He actually hit a land. So now he's in a weird spot where he can't even block. I actually get to kill his guy now, most likely. So the question is, do I want to do that? And I don't see why I wouldn't. The other question is, do we want to play Expedition Map? That would give us Bolt, Lightning Bolt, Twin Bolt, and Mystical Teachings. No, I don't have enough color. Yeah, I don't have enough color sources for that, actually. Yeah, I do. No, I don't. Well, yeah, I guess we'll try this then, and then we'll figure out what we want to do from there. That's a Lightning Bolt. This is a Twin Bolt. Okay, and I could just leave up Teachings. It's probably better just to get Expedition Map going. We could play around Land Destruction by sacking it on his end step. There's a lot of things to talk about or think about. I think I'll just do it on his end steps. It's not a huge deal. I think we're winning this game basically no matter what now. It's kind of hard to figure out what he could have. Yeah, that was it. I mean, again, like I said, this could be the thing that wins the game, and it basically was. You know, giving him 4 guys to produce, and he went for the Luma Thread Field, and he was going to go for the Hunt Master, which I was kind of suspecting, which is why I, in fact, I don't think there's any changes we can make, which is why I, in fact, cast the Electricity when I did. It happened to work out for us extremely well, and that's really all we can say. We've got a Twin Bolt here, and we have Tron coming up, so I don't see a reason to even consider mulliganing this. We may not have Tron on turn 3, because I am going to go Twin Bolt. The fact that he only has 1 forest is also going to help us out. I have no responses. I don't know why it would ask me for one. Okay, so there's the Ranger, and it doesn't look like he has access to white just yet, so he's going to end up casting Sylvan Ranger, and then I'll Twin Bolt both of them. He may even be able to... That's about all he can do, yeah. And we naturally drew Tron. That's another thing that's going to help us out here. Trying to find graveyards. Graveyard. There we go. So, he got another forest. That's a little strange. Alright, so we're just going to leave up Twin Bolt and call it a day. If he just goes in for the attack, I mean, that's one thing. I think it's better to get both Quirion Rangers than it is to get Sylvan Ranger. So obviously we could respond to a field if he somehow has a white source. But if he just plays Quirion Ranger, we're in good shape. Okay, so now I get the Rangers and the Ranger, Birchlore and Quirion. He's going to go for field, and I'm going to take out 2 guys in response, which is pretty cool. And so his whole turn is essentially wasted here. Yep, that's how I want to do it. Bada bing, bada boom. He does have a 1-2, which is kind of cool. I may even just draw. I think I want to get a second red source in case we're looking to set up a Rolling Thunder. So I'll just make this play instead of the research, compulsive research I can do next turn with a bunch of mana left over. So okay, so we knew about that. He has Timberwatch Elf, which is a problem. It's not coming down just yet. So Forest is gone, Sylvan Ranger's gone, Quirion Ranger. So we know these 2 cards are left. Taking out the Birchlore was really good because it's completely stopped his ability to cast Distant Melody. Ooh. Okay. Oh, man. Well, isn't that a shame? So let's go ahead and draw, because we need to find something better than the Electrickery at this point. We need something that stops a 1/3 Timberwatch Elf at the least. And we have not yet found that thing. I'll pitch the Cliffs because we have multiple prisms and stuff ready for us. I think I want to play this. See what we find. There's a Lightning Bolt. So that stops the Timberwatch Elf. So I think we need to hold that for the moment. And see if there's anything else at play. I mean, there's a chance we can just try and kill the Priest of Titania and hope that he doesn't get the Timberwatch Elf, but I do want to see what else I'm drawing here. And it's not another burn spell, so I think I'm just going to map for now. And I'm going to get another tower because I want to, again, if I draw into that Rolling Thunder, I want to be able to do it for the most amount possible. So let's see what he does here. It's going to be kind of interesting. Okay, Well-Wisher I'm not urgently concerned about. And he's going to reveal to us basically the rest of his hand besides the Distant Melody. Yeah, things got really interesting here, and we're not necessarily in a good spot, but yeah, so that guy needs to die. His last card's Distant Melody. It's not currently castable. So that's a good thing for us. We have no card draw here. So we're very flooded at the moment, which I'm not a fan of. So for now, I'm going to bolt the Timberwatch Elf. It's an urgent threat. It's an urgent issue. I'm just going to keep massing up the mana, and we're hoping to find something relevant before he finds something relevant. Now, obviously, Well-Wisher's going to gain him a ton of life here, but aside from that, I mean, he needs to not draw blue source, and he just did. So, I think the game's likely over at this point. We have so much mana up that, I mean, it would be cool if we could stop him, but I don't think there's anything we can draw other than Rolling Thunder that'll do anything. I'm just going to F6. Oh, man, this is so bad. it's hard to beat a draw 6. I mean, that should go without saying. Kind of a close match. We ended up whiffing a bit on some stuff. I mean, you could make the case that I wanted to crack map before doing all of the draw to thin out a land, but it's not like we drew all the same land. We drew multiple different ones, so yeah, not too sure. I think our twin bolt was probably correct to hit the 2 creatures that we did hit. Rolling Thunder we can do for 9, 11, 12, so that could potentially save us. I mean, he does have a lot of guys. We actually would need Rolling Thunder into Mnemonic Wall or something crazy like that. So this is the start of maybe something. He actually doesn't have a life-threatening creature in play yet, so again, this is maybe the start of something. What we need to be able to do is stop. Oh, there's the Rolling Thunder. So I can do it now for 7, which would allow me to take out Birchlore Rangers. I think I have to roll the dice and wait one more turn on it and try and take his whole board out. I think that's probably, or at least as much of it as I can, because the Lumen Thread Field does make things really tough. And if he's going to attack me, I get to block something. So I'm going to block Birchlore Range. Oh, never mind. So that kind of tells you like the creatures he thinks are important. I think the Querying Ranger is the one I want to take first. 2, 4, 6. Yeah, so we actually might make it out of this, surprisingly. I want to see if we draw a 4th tower. Okay. So he's really got nothing left. If he had another spell, he'd probably play it, I would imagine. Alright, so the amount of mana we have is 9, 13, basically 14. So we can go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Alright, let's do it. We'll kill everything except a Llanowar Elf and a Sylvan Ranger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If we can, 7, 8. If we can't, I mean, there's no point in waiting. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That is, again, we'll assume that this is red, right? So we've got 9, 11, 13, 14. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Alright, and those are the guys I want to get, so let's get them. And we gotta hope this works. If it works, I think we win. Gaining some life, gaining some more life, and it worked. So I'm pretty happy with that outcome. I mean, he can still have some decent top decks, but in terms of beating a Mole Drifter, I mean, he's just hitting land grants. I think we actually won the game. Isn't that something, guys? We were setting up for that Rolling Thunder, our only out possible, and we basically hit it, and I don't think there's much he can do to stop us at this point. Mystical Teaching should clear the game up, because what we can do from here is basically get the Lumen Thread Field out of here, capsize it, and then Electrickery his board or do whatever we see fit. And Teaching should get us an answer to basically anything. 5 lands, another guy. He actually has no way of casting Twin Bolt. So I think he has 2 forests. I'll go ahead and get the capsize. This game is actually over. It's just a matter of how quickly we can finish him off. But capsize should be good enough. Add blue, click. It's a matter of time, really. So just spam click. I can also basically Mnemonic Wall the Rolling Thunder, which I'll set up to do. I'm going to actually, what am I doing? I should have actually cast the Electrickery and attacked with both. Too late for that. I'll go ahead and wait for him to use up his mana, use up his guys. What I'm doing here is getting the Rolling Thunder, setting myself up to be able to attack him for lethal. I'll say yes. I'll play another blue source just to make it easy. And what I'm going to do here is wait for him to make a play. If he just, I mean, he can't play Lumineth Redfield, so yeah, I guess. Because he's going to have to flip it, then go for the field, and then I can elect Trickery. So I basically know what his last cards are. Yep, that's fine. Okay, I'll just cast Elect Trickery now. It's really not too important. I'll capsize his morph. I think that works the way I want it to. And he's pretty much done at this point. I mean, just attack. We can Rolling Thunder currently for 9, 13, 14, 15, 16. So we'll just keep adding up damage. I mean, there's just not a lot left for him to do. We can obviously clear this game out in an amount of time. Okay, since he's not trying to get tokens, I guess I'll just capsize it in response. I don't actually need to get anything else, so I'll just keep beating him down until the game's over. This is not the optimal plays you can make. I mean, obviously I could be picking up Ghostly Flicker and all kinds of stuff. I could be capsizing his lands down. Really not that relevant. 9, 15, 17, 18. What the heck? My mouse is not responding right now. Oh, there it goes. I'll bounce that token. And then I'll probably pass. Priority forever. We have plenty of time. This is not going to get away from us. So it doesn't necessarily matter. He was basically out of this game once we hit him with the Rolling Thunder. We almost have enough to kill. Again, we have 9 plus 6 is 15, 19, 20. So I think we either have him this turn or next turn. I'm just going to go ahead and Twin Bolt him on end step, and then we'll have it. Yep, there's nothing he can do here. This game's over, partner. I'll even capsize his open mana, whatever he's got. So I'll capsize his Birchlore Rangers. He's got 1 card left, so I just want to make sure he has no open mana to stop this play. That appears to be the case, so I'll Twin Bolt him for 2. I won't get too fancy here. Pleasantly surprised that we are ending up winning this game, so blah blah blah. He has no real attack. And this will be the last turn of the game. So we needed to do it for 16. Shouldn't be a problem. His last card, I guess, is Lumineth Redfield and something else. But he has no mana open, so there's really nothing he could have here. So we'll hit him for 16. It says pay 16 plus red. Okay. 15, 16. Kamehameha. Boom! So that was a tight match. and I mean that in the sense that it was very close. Game 1, he clearly wrecked us. Game 2, we clearly wrecked him. In Game 3, we were on the verge of on the brink of extinction, but we found the Rolling Thunder just in time. So the brokenness of our mana maybe slightly edges out the brokenness of his synergies a little bit. I mean, there's so many variables. Again, he drew Distant Melody, but he didn't draw into an instant threat like Birchlore Rangers, which wins the game immediately. So we're currently batting 1,000 here, and very happy to see that. I hope you guys were happy to watch the match. Thank you very much.